My friends, Eric Andres, your guitar sage. Welcome here. That little jam track there that I was just playing to, we call slow-mo blues. I think it's in 55 beats per minute. It's in the key of B. It's available at projamtracks.com. We'll make sure to put a link down below so that you can get a hold of that. Actually, you can get it here on YouTube, but projamtracks.com, our new website, or a new website that we have, where you're going to be getting all sorts of jam tracks, all right? We're dropping some of these hot tracks on YouTube, so just be aware of that, all right? Welcome, friends. Today we're talking about the notes you're not using in blues, but should be. That's right. So a lot of folks, when they're talking about blues, right, they talk about the pentatonic scale, the 5-note scale, 5 choice notes out of the diatonic scale, also known as the major scale. Major, minor, all the modes, all that stuff coming out of there. But these 5 notes are the notes that are choice. We use them all the time. But what if I told you there's actually 9 notes that you could be using all day long over a 12-bar blues progression like you just heard just now? That classic blues progression, right? Well, I think it's really exciting stuff. And so if you're into this, I'm going to show you how to think about this, okay? There are places where you might want to use these notes more than others, okay? Let's start first off with the graphic, okay? Mike, if you would, let's show that graphic to folks, and let's talk about this here for just a moment. So this may look confusing to you, but alas, I'm going to reveal everything for you. So you can see that the standard position 1, what we call position 1 or form 1 of the pentatonic scale, is sitting right in there. I don't care what you call it, form 1, form 10, form Z, I don't care what you call it. It's the main form that folks use all the time, right? And we've heard it, right? So we're in the key of B here, right? This is the 7th fret. I've got my first finger here, the 7th fret. And it's going to sound something like this. Got that. Now, if we add the blue note to it, which is literally the blue note on the screen there, in this case it's an F, this is what it sounds like, okay? So here's the blue note. So you're gonna find it. You can see it right there. I'm gonna use this one, I'm gonna bend up to it, and this note here. so now we're introducing that blue note there. You can find it in all those places using the springboard method that I talk about all the time, right? The reason I can come up with those so quickly is using springboard methods. If you need help with that here on YouTube, search YourGuitarSage springboards, and then you can see those blue notes and how quickly they appear if you know this method, okay? Most of you know it. You followed my videos, so no need. Otherwise, that's how to do it, okay? Now, so that's adding the blue note. Now, what about this orange note? Well, let's talk about the red notes. First, the red note is the tonic, right? So we're always coming back to that. We're always, when I'm soloing, I'm always coming back to that red note because that red note's our tonic. It's the root. It's the key that we're in. And so if you're coming back to that, it sounds resolved. And remember, music is all about tension and resolution. Okay? Tension and release. If there is no tension, then the release is not very good. People do this in movies, they do this with videos, they do this all the time, right? There's got to be this tension so that when they present the release to you, you're like, oh, good, right? Bad guy doesn't win in the end. Doesn't, by the way. So, all right, so that's what it's about, tension and release. That red note there is all about resolving, coming back home, okay? Now let's talk about the orange note there for a moment. By the way, I know this looks like a lot more than 9 notes, but if we just go from the B to the next B, really we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're talking about 9 notes instead of 5, right? So now that E flat, if you will, is the major third. So a lot of folks aren't used to using this, but it's the major third, and it comes out of, in the key of B, it's the third of the B7 chord. And that's why it works. And so you'll see me play this lick sometimes where I'll go. So I'm using a note out of the pentatonic. I'm using the flatted third. There's pentatonic, pentatonic note, pentatonic. And then here's my major third. And then I resolve it to pentatonic again. Okay, so right here. We're on that chord right there, so why couldn't we use the major third, okay? You can use this on these other chords, but that chord for sure is playing. We're using a 1-4-5 chord progression, so it's definitely in the key. It's in a major key, right? It's in a major key for sure. So that note will work there. And also, we do this with the bends a lot. We take that flatted third there, which is a D, and we're bending it up. You hear that in blues all the time. Right? It's because we're bending into the major third. This is the minor third. You don't have to know the names of these, but if you're interested in it, this is the minor third. We're bending into the major third. You can bend it up a quarter step, or you can bend it up a half step. Right? Either way, it works. Same with here. Okay? So, but just the fact that you're going to that note, you're basically saying, hey, I'm introducing this major third, okay? Now let's talk about the purple notes in here. So I have a video on, well, we won't talk about that one, but I've got videos that talk about this in different ways as well. But right here, this D, it's a D flat actually, a D flat and an A, the purple notes here. Now why those notes? Well, let's talk about that. The A, let's talk about the D first. The D is the major 2, okay? So we're in the key of B, right? D flat. My eyes are not seeing that flat from here. It's a D flat, so B, C, C sharp, or D flat. And so that note right there is the major 2. It's just like we were playing the scale in the key of B, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, just going up the stairs. So 1, 2, that's the major 2. And we can use that because the 2 is right there in a major or minor key, so it works either way. But it gives this kind of like up feeling of major sound to it, okay? Even though in a minor key, that's where the 2 would be as well. So that's where we're coming up with that note. We'll talk about how that sounds, how those 2 sound in just a moment. And then the A is the major 6. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, A flat. Again, I'm not seeing that very clearly, but it's an A flat. And that's the 6 if we go through the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from B. Now, why should that note work? Well, that A flat should work. It's a 6. It should work because essentially what we're doing is we're pulling it from the major key. And again, technically, 12-bar blues, even though we're using that minor pentatonic over it, we can bring in some major notes, and the major 6 is a great one to bring into it to give it more of a major sound. So B.B. King did this often, Stevie Ray Vaughan did this, a bunch of players did and do this, and you should too, because it will truly help with bringing in some new vocabulary for you, okay? So let's talk about adding that D flat, A flat here in just a moment. I use it a lot over, you know, anytime I'm wanting that sound, anytime I'm wanting that major sound here. So, and a lot of times I'll bend into the note that's above that. I'll bend into that D, I'll bend into that A. So like this. Here we go. Thanks, Mike. Here we go. So there it is, right? That's the D flat. That's kind of nice, right? Instead of so even though I'm bending into the D, it's like I'm definitely hearing that. It doesn't sound as good doing that. It's the, you know, blues likes to bend, right? That's how I use it. I like that one a lot. I'll show you another one in just a moment. So that's the major 2. Major 6, it's right there. And that one works great over the 4 chord because it's part of the 4. Right, there's our 1 chord, here's our 4 chord based off of the 1, 2, 3, 4 bass note. There's our major 6, and so it'll sound nice over the 4 chord. Let's listen to that. Okay, I'll tell you when. Here's the major 6. Because it's in the chord. I could bend it. I could bend that guy. Another place you could use it is down here. Here are the octaves of it, as you see right on the screen there. So now I'm using the lower ones with more of a major blues sound here. Now, if I bring that D flat and that A flat up to the BB box, if you need help with that, search YourGuitarSage BB box, and I'll help you with that. But essentially, we take that same D flat, A flat notes, moving up. I know I'm running out of time, Mike. Here we go, real quick. These notes up here, normally, if we're playing these as minor, there's the D and A up there, right? So here's the D, here's the A. But if I drop both those back a half step, D flat, A flat, then we can get this major type sound. Or minor, right? D and A. Here's the major sound. Minor again. So I threw in some minor there too. Now, again, you know, it's like these notes are available for you, right? They're all there for you. But you've got to learn to phrase, okay? I have the medicine for what ails you. Lots of stuff here on YouTube. Search Your Guitar Sage Minimalistic Blues. Search Your Guitar Sage Pentatonic. If you're in UGS Pro already, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not in UGS, my gosh, my friends, what are you doing watching this video right now? Because I give you the whole daggone course for free. First link below. YourGuitarSage.com/UGS. Or, and by the way, I'm setting you up with UGS Standard. It's the top 30 lessons I teach all my students. We've had over 500,000 folks go through this already with mondo success. If you're in the chat right now, please let folks know. Say 30, okay? Just so folks know that I'm for real about this and I am really giving this away. All right, so that's what you want to do. If you don't want to click on that link, if you're watching on mobile, you're at the doctor's or something like that, I'll handle it for you. Text me, F-R-E-E, to this number right there, F-R-E-E. We'll take care of it for you. I'll set you up in the course, okay? That's gonna massively build your foundation so that when you do videos like this, you're not gonna be in the dark, okay? You're gonna understand exactly what I'm talking about. Friends, I'm sorry I can't get to your questions right now. You can text me right there. Text, if you don't want the course, got too many free courses that are step-by-step with PDFs and all the rest, you can always type in UGS to that number. We'll be text buddies. You can also ask me questions there as well. And on social, on all social, I'm available there. So do that, okay? Especially Instagram, I can always voice memo you back. Right there. Do that. Friends, the jam track, we'll put a link in that hopefully in the description of this video by the time it comes out. So many links to remember. Hopefully we'll put it in there. Love you guys. I'm here for you. Please let me know how I can do it at all those places there. All right? I'm out of here. See ya.